Have you ever wondered if your dog would protect you in a moment of danger, or would they surprise you by wagging their tail at an intruder? When it really counts, would they stand tall or simply watch the chaos unfold? Experts say there are clear signs that reveal whether your dog has what it takes to protect you. So what are these signs? Let's find out. The answer to whether or not your dog will protect you isn't a simple one. All dogs are individuals, just like us. Some are timid, while others are brave, and some dogs are lovable goofballs who are terrified of feathers. When you start to wonder whether your dog will protect you or not, consider their breed and temperament. Breed is one of the biggest factors. Some dogs are just naturally more protective than others. There's a reason why German Shepherds and Belgian Malinois work as canines. It's not just their intelligence. They have a natural protectiveness toward those they bond with. Remember, they were bred to protect livestock. Protection is still in their genes. This doesn't mean a French bulldog wouldn't protect you. Some might. But they were bred for companionship rather than fighting. Sometimes your dog might protect you simply through their presence. Great Danes, for example, are the gentle giants of the dog world. They're the biggest softies ever. But their size is more than enough to send a would-be attacker running. As we mentioned before, some breeds are naturally more protective than others. But that isn't all there is to it. You might have an oddball puppy who just doesn't take guarding seriously at all. Dogs are individuals. Not all Labrador retrievers make the cut as guide dogs, and not all Malinois are good guard dogs. Some of them are just massive softies who want to befriend everyone. The flip side means any dog can be protective. Pay attention to how your dog watches the world around them. Are they always alert whenever you're on a walk? Do they scan your surroundings and stand to attention when something catches their eye? Some dogs even put themselves between you and a perceived threat. Watch out for aggressive behavior, though. A protective dog will stand down when they know there isn't a threat. They'll be their usual friendly self with strangers once they know everything is okay. An aggressive dog, however, might just go in for a nasty bite if someone gets too close, whether they're dangerous or not. Dogs know the best way to protect you is by staying nearby. They will become the perfect embodiment of your shadow, albeit a doggy-shaped one. Human-shaped shadows are overrated anyway, right? Not only will your protective pooch follow you around the house, but they'll also tail you in unfamiliar situations to make absolutely certain that you're safe. Protective dogs also place themselves in the best spots for quick action should the need arise. If you sit down, they'll be right at your feet, watching the world around you. Sometimes excessive shadowing can be a sign of separation anxiety rather than protectiveness. This behavior is often considered one and the same, but in reality, there's a very big difference. Protective dogs want to stay close to you, but they're completely fine when left on their own. They're not following you because they're scared of being alone, they just want to make sure you're safe. On the other hand, a dog suffering from anxiety will panic if you leave their sight. They're also likely to become destructive. Instead of protecting you, they stick close because they feel safest when you're around. Dogs are renowned for their unique ability to understand human emotions through tone, facial expression, and scent. Yes, they can sniff out your emotions. Protective doggies take this a step further. They decide if their protection is needed by judging your emotions. This is why your friend will be met with a happy wagging tail, but a stranger you're worried about will be watched like a hawk, especially if they get too close. Dogs are so good at distinguishing emotions that they even know the difference between positive and negative ones. A study at the University of Bari Aldo Moro in Italy tested 30 dogs and their reaction to nonverbal sounds. 2 speakers were placed on either side of a food bowl and played positive and negative noises. Keep in mind that dogs process positive sounds with the left side of their brain, leaving the right for negative sounds. Their brain also works like ours, with the right side controlling the left side of their body, and so on. The study found that when a fearful or sad noise was made, the dogs turned their head to the left. This suggests that they processed the sound with the right side of their brain. As a result, they recognize the sound as negative. When you feel scared or negative, your dog will pick up on it. Your dog's protection mode will be activated, and they'll be ready to rumble. If your dog is super friendly with you and your family members, it might surprise you to know that they can still be protective. Pay close attention to how they react to strangers. Are they eager to make friends, or do they approach with caution or act oddly standoffish? Protective dogs are naturally wary of people and situations they're not familiar with. To them, anything is a potential threat. Rather than immediately react by snarling like aggressive dogs, your protective pooch will sit and watch, taking it all in. Once they know how you react to the situation, they'll make their own conclusions about the stranger. They'll either relax or try to drag you away. Be careful your dog isn't being aggressive out of fear here. If they haven't been socialized properly, they'll be more likely to snarl at everyone they meet. A protective dog can tell the difference between someone friendly and not. An aggressive one can't. Some dogs take their protective instincts to the next level. They'll protect you and your family, maybe your friends too, but they'll also guard the home. After all, home is where you are. By extension, protecting your home and yard makes sure everyone inside is okay. They might bark at people walking past or stalk the mail carrier along the fence to make sure they don't cross the boundary as they deliver parcels. Again, be careful your dog isn't being aggressive. While they might growl at a friend if they're taken by surprise, a dog that isn't aggressive will back down when they know there isn't a threat. A protective dog is more than happy to let people they trust into their space. They're also much more likely to relax around strangers when they're not on their home turf and have no territory to protect. Unfortunately, the line between protective behavior and aggression is thin and very easy to blur. Many dog owners believe their dogs are being protective when they're really just aggressive, which is where the behavior becomes a problem. It can even end in heartbreak if your dog is considered dangerous. Protective dogs will be wary around strangers, particularly when you're around to need protecting. But as we've mentioned, they won't snap at people they know and trust. They'll take cues from you on how to behave. If you're comfortable, they'll know you don't need protecting. Aggressive dogs snarl, growl, and even bite anyone who isn't their favorite person. This is why Chihuahuas and other small dogs have such a bad reputation. They're renowned for being aggressive because their behavior is considered protective and encouraged. In reality, those tiny jaws are just as capable of causing serious injuries as a bigger dog. Overprotectiveness can be a problem too. It might feel like an honor to have your dog's protection, but it can easily turn into aggression. But did you know that if your dog runs away at the first sign of danger, it can actually be a sign that they trust you?